Hello all. In this video, we are going to understand how little we know about life and how much more do we need to understand in order to understand what is the meaning of life and who we are. We are going to do this by discussing some words, some basic words, which we use almost every day. But we are going to see how we do not understand the meaning of even these basic words. We are going to start with Shlok 32 from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, in which Arjuna asks Krishna his question, where he asks, how shall I fight? Because the people who are in front of me are my own people, are my family. He asks Krishna, what is the meaning of action? What is the meaning of life? How does one perform action? But basically, in simple words, Arjun is all of us. Whenever we hesitate in life, we are Arjun. And here, Arjun is us. We are Arjun. When Arjun asks his question in Shlok 32, 34, and 35, Arjun thinks that he understands the question. Arjun thinks that he understands the words that are coming out of his mouth. But we are going to see how in Arjun's question lies the answer. If you understand the ignorance of his question, you will understand the answer. Each and every word of Arjun's question shows us that he does not understand the meaning of any of the words that he speaks, that he utters. Let's begin. In Shlok 32, Arjun says, Krishna, I do not covet victory, nor kingdom, nor pleasure. Govinda, of what use will kingdom or luxuries or even life be to us? Now look at this shlok. Look at the construction of words. Krishna, I do not covet victory. What do you mean by covet? Covet means something that you feel should be yours, but it is not yours. It is in the hands of someone else. That's when you covet something. So something which belongs to you is in the hands of someone else, which should have belonged to you originally. So you covet it. So coveting something, if I covet a person and that person is not with me, I want that person to leave the other person and come with me. That is what covet means. That means I want to own that thing. I want to own something that doesn't belong to me. First, we must understand the idea of ownership. Can you own anything? Can you own anything? In order to understand this, we must understand who is owning. Who is the one who is trying to own something or someone? We are talking about you, obviously, because you are coveting something. Just like Arjun covets something, you are also coveting something. You think that something belongs to you and you do not have it. Right? Now, in order to understand this, we must understand who am I. The highest philosophy says, or it can be experienced as well, that I am not the body. In the present moment itself, we can verify that I am not the body. You are not the body. The one who is seeing the video is not the body. You are right now in this present moment, the one who is seeing. You are seeing something. You are seeing your phone, you are seeing a screen, you are seeing a video. Somebody is seeing. That seer is you. And the second thing that we can experience is that this seer doesn't stop seeing. You cannot stop seeing. No matter what you do, you are always seeing. If you open the eyes of the body, you see the outside world. If you close the eyes of the body, you see darkness. But there is still something which is seeing the darkness, which is witnessing the darkness, or it is witnessing a dream. But this quality of yours does not stop seeing. You cannot stop seeing no matter what you do. It's incredible. And if you experience it long enough, you also see that you cannot be seen and you cannot be touched. Food doesn't reach you. Food goes into the mouth, goes into the stomach, and gets digested by the body. When you take a bath, the water doesn't touch you. It falls on your head, then it falls on your shoulders, and it flows away from the body. But it never touches that which is seeing right now. You are behind the senses, and the world is in front of the senses. You experience the world through your senses, but you are behind the senses. So, if you really experience the world with your true self and not with ignorance, by ignorance I mean that you think that you are the body. You are not the body. This is the ignorant way of life. This is the ignorant worldview, which says that I am the body, I am the body. If I am the body, then when I cut my hand, I do not get cut. The one who is seeing, you cannot cut it. Understand this very well. So you cannot be seen and you cannot be touched. It means that nothing in this world ever touches you. If nothing in this world ever touches you, can you own anything? Of course not. You cannot own anything. You cannot possess anything. That's why when the body dies, everything that you have accumulated in a lifetime, you leave behind because you cannot take it with you. The realized individual understands this. Arjun does not. We do not. Then Arjun says, Krishna, I do not covet victory, nor kingdom, nor pleasures. We must understand these three words: victory, kingdom, pleasures. Let's start with victory. When Arjun says victory, he is talking about victory as we understand it, as ignorant people understand it. Victory in the outside world, physical victory, right? When Arjun says victory, he means victory physically on the other. Just like Alexander, just like all the kings that came before, so many were victorious. But when they were victorious, they were only victorious physically. They cannot be victorious mentally, obviously. You can defeat me physically, no doubt. But in my mind, if I don't respect you, you cannot change it. I can pretend easily to give you the impression that you have won. But inside my true self, you cannot conquer me, because obviously I cannot be seen and I cannot be touched. Only my body can be seen and touched. So you can manipulate the body, you can put my body in a jail, but inside me I am absolutely conquerless. So what is real victory? Obviously this victory that Arjun talks about is not real. So what is real victory? Real victory means to conquer ignorance, to win over ignorance. And what do you mean by winning over ignorance? True victory means to know oneself. Why do you need to know yourself? Because you want peace in this world. From the moment you were born, from the moment you took a body, all the actions that you have performed have only been performed because you wanted peace out of it. If you want to make money, the ultimate goal of making money is to achieve that peace that you want in life. You think that after accumulating this much amount of wealth, I will be peaceful. Or maybe you are running after a relationship. Maybe you are trying to please your partner or your father or your mother. But why are you doing that? You are doing that so that you will achieve peace. You do not care about anyone. Let's be honest here. You only worry and care about your own inner peace. And that's why you do all the actions that you have performed in your life. But all these actions are outward. Please remember this. All the actions that you have performed, accumulating wealth, running after people, relationships, or anything, any goal whatsoever, is outside the body. So, whenever you win anything outside the body, you do not really feel that sense of peace. You have never felt it. You know this. You know this. The modern man is the most anxious man in the history of mankind. We have every resources, we have every resource at our disposal, but we are still unfulfilled and anxious. It is not because of our action, it is because of ignorance. True victory means knowing oneself, knowing for a fact that nothing in this world can be owned by you. True peace lies within yourself, lies behind the senses, and you are trying to achieve peace by doing things which are in front of the senses. You are inverted. It's like you are sick and you are trying to get better by walking on the road or by going to a tax officer. It is not going to solve your problem. You are looking for peace in the wrong place. Victory means understanding your own self, knowing yourself. And in knowing yourself, you can achieve that peace. And when you achieve that peace, you are truly victorious. You are not dependent on any external factor for peace. Then you understand that happiness and sadness are both two sides of the same coin. The person who is ignorant gets attached to one thing and rejects the other. For example, he will get attached to happiness and will try to avoid sadness. But a realized individual, a knowledgeable individual, understands that when happiness comes in life, it is inevitable that sadness will also come. But he also knows that when sadness comes, it is inevitable that happiness will also come. That's why the knowledgeable one is equanimous. He is same in both the situations. He is the same in sadness and he is the same in happiness. He doesn't get attached to either happiness or sadness, realizing fully well that both are two sides of the same coin. But the ignorant individual really doesn't like sadness. Whenever sadness comes into his life, he becomes tragic, he becomes sad, he becomes morose. He loses his calmness, he loses his equanimity. And when he encounters happiness, he becomes attached to that happiness, thinking that it will never go away, which is not possible. But the knowledgeable one attaches himself to that which is true self, which is behind the senses, which is the same in every situation in your life. And because of that, he doesn't lose his calmness. So true victory means knowing yourself, knowing that you are not the body, knowing that whatever you have been taught by society was just a fad, so that you become a consumption driven machine. That's why you consume everything outside the body. Everything you consume is outside the body and for the body, obviously, because you think you are the body. So you think that if I give pleasures to the body, I will gain happiness, I will gain peace. But that never happens, as you already know. So Arjun doesn't understand the word victory here. Then Arjun says, nor kingdom. Again, he's talking about a kingdom which is outside the body. He's not talking about any inner kingdom. True kingdom lies within yourself. It is infinite. and it also doesn't age. Your kingdom never ages. When your body was young, when you were just a child, the thing that is looking right now was still as young as it is today. And as your body ages, you will not age. The body will age, but that which is seeing right now in this very moment, it does not age. It cannot age. As we have established, it cannot be seen and it cannot be touched. You cannot be seen and you cannot be touched. So the kingdom of outside the body will deteriorate because it is not yours in the first place. That is not a real kingdom. It is just an imaginary thing. You can conquer the entire world just like Alexander thought he would. But when Alexander died, when he left his body, he understood that he didn't accumulate anything. Everything that he fought for, he had to leave behind. There is no way that you can take it after death. True kingdom is that which death cannot take away. That is the true kingdom. Death takes away your body, no doubt. Death takes away your ego. Now, what is the ego? Ego is the separation of world into two. I and you. I and you. This is my body. This is not my body. That which is in front of my body is not my body. Ego separates the worlds, creates boundaries in this world. That's why ego also dies when the body dies, because it is not true. But that which is seeing, which is right now in this very moment, seeing, constantly seeing, which cannot stop seeing, whether the eyes of the body are closed or open, that still keeps on seeing even after the body dies. That kingdom nobody can take away. So true kingdom also Krishna knows, but Arjun doesn't know. Arjun is ignorant, just like all of us. Nor pleasures. Arjun thinks that pleasure is outside the body. He does not know that true pleasure lies behind the senses. Once you know who you are, that pleasure is the highest form of pleasure. It is more addictive than any drug in this world. It is even more addictive than the pursuit of wealth or money. We try to gain pleasures from things that are outside the body. We try to get pleasure from some other body. We try to get pleasure from things. We use everything for our pleasure, thinking that it will give us pleasure. But if you have truly lived even a little, you must have experienced this, that every pleasure that you have pursued is short-lived. It is never permanent. But if you situate yourself behind the senses, in your true self, which is not the body, which cannot be seen and which cannot be touched, but which is seeing, then you will understand true pleasure, long-lasting pleasure, a pleasure which cannot be reduced, no matter what is happening in the external world. It is called Anand in Sanskrit. In Bharat, we call it Anand. We do not call it Sukh, which is happiness in English, or Dukh, which is sadness in English. We call it Anand. There is a word for Anand in English, I think it is called ecstasy. Ecstasy. So true pleasure also Arjun doesn't understand. And it is like us only. We also do not understand. We use these words every day, almost every day. But hardly any of us know the meaning of these words. Another such word is love. We say this all the time. I think it is the most used word in the history of society. Love. Mohabbat. But do we understand love? When we say love, we almost always invariably mean something external to the body. But true love lies within us, lies behind the senses. If you want to verify whether somebody truly loves you, Just ask this simple question: do they expect anything from you? You can also apply this on your own self, whether you truly love something or not. If you have expectation out of something or someone, then you are not truly loving, because true love is beyond any expectation. It is like the love of a mother for a newborn child. A mother never has any expectations from the child. She just loves. That loving itself is enough. She doesn't expect that I want something out of this, that this child should behave in this way only, then only I will love it. No, a mother loves unconditionally. She loves. It is such a pure thing. But when a mother does not know herself, then that love also becomes distorted. Eventually, with time, she also starts looking at that child as only a body. Then she starts to attach expectations from that body. That this child, my child, will behave in a certain way, then only I will be happy with this child. She distorts the entire meaning of love. But for the first initial few years, you can see that expectation less love in almost every mother. We hardly understand the meaning of true love. Just like Arjun doesn't understand the meaning of victory, kingdom, or pleasure. Then he continues, Govinda, of what use will kingdom or luxuries or even life be to us? Now, Arjun uses the word use, utility. Now, when you have some notion of use, you are expecting something out of it. That is also what Arjun does not understand. Arjun does not understand karma. Let's understand it with a simple example. If I am singing a song, a beautiful song, if I have expectation out of that song, then I am not really singing that song. If I am singing a melody, and if I have a thought, some expectation that I'll get money out of this melody, maybe if I sing this melody and I get something out of it, then I'm not really in the present moment. I'm thinking about that expectation that I have out of that singing, or out of that painting, or out of that writing, or out of that loving. When you have this expectation driven utilitarian thought of using things or of doing activities, you are distorting all of that activity. A true musician does not think while he sings. He does not expect anything. Because if he expects, he is actually indulging in a thought while doing the activity. And when he does not get that expectation, that use out of that activity, he becomes frustrated. He says, why didn't I get money? I wanted money out of singing. Why didn't I get money? See, he's not really singing. He doesn't really love singing. He loves money. So his priorities are all misplaced. If he would have just sang for the sake of singing itself, he would have become a far better singer. But we don't do that. We always attach this utilitarian thought to things. We always expect that it must have some use for us. That's why those people who do not enjoy music, who do not enjoy literature, who do not enjoy movies, who do not enjoy any form of art are the saddest. They might have a lot of money, but they do not know how to use that money. They cannot even consume that money properly. They are the saddest of all human creatures. Even animals are better than us. You give food to a cat or a dog, it does not complain. It just eats it. It doesn't think, oh my God, what will I get out of this food? Obviously, it wants nourishment, but Look at any creature, look at any animal, look at any baby which is just a few months old, and you will see that they do not think about the future or the past. They do not have this use kind of thinking. What use I will get? They just are in the present moment. Modern man has forgotten to live in the present moment. If Arjun understood, if Arjun just came in the present moment, he would realize that in front of him are such people who have committed the highest form of ignorance, who have committed adharma. And what adharma did they commit? What adharma did Kauravas commit? They looked at Draupadi as only a body. This is the highest form of ignorance. This is the highest form of sin, to look at others as only a body. Whereas nobody is the body. Everybody is that which is seeing. We all of us are witnesses. We are the witnessing awareness. We are the witnessing consciousness. But Arjun does not realize this. He has forgotten that people standing in front of him, the people who he is fighting, they are adharmis, they are agents of ignorance. So when Arjun says, what use will kingdom or luxuries or even life be to us? It is such a sad question. Because Arjun is saying, what is the use of life? This is like asking, what is the meaning of life? Which is the most common question in our society today. What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to live in the present moment. But are you living in the present moment? If you were really here, you would not ask this question, what is the meaning of life? To live itself is the meaning of life. But our world has convinced us that if you do not make money, if you do not marry, if you do not have children, you are unfulfilled. It always gives you a future goal to pursue. And there is no such thing as future. Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. If tomorrow comes, it comes in the form of the present. We do not understand this in our ignorance. We say, what is the use of life? While being in life, you woke up today, it is such a good day. You are able to breathe, you have food to eat. And food is of the body, by the way. Even if you don't have food to eat, there is something which does not consume food, which is right now watching this video. That's why fasting has been given so much importance in Eastern world. Fasting, it is to make us remember that even if you do not get food, that which is seeing can survive. That which is seeing does not feel hunger. Hunger is of the body. We are so deeply attached to the body that we think that when there is hunger of the body, we think that we are hungry. I'm not telling you to go on a hunger strike. Please, I'm not telling you to starve yourself. Please understand this. First comes knowledge. Okay, if you do something without knowledge, no matter what you do, you will do it wrongly. So even if you starve the body without any knowledge, that is of no use. Knowledge is of two types. One knowledge is the world of the knowledge of the world outside. That is what we call vocational knowledge, technical knowledge, coding, or some sort of technical work, some sort of mechanical work from which we can earn a livelihood. I'm not talking about this knowledge. I'm not talking about knowledge which helps us earn a living. I'm talking about knowledge which tells us how to live. This knowledge we do not possess. And this is the one area which we have criminally ignored. Our entire society has ignored. So when Arjun says, of what use will be our kingdom, of what use be our life, the true answer to this is that we should live with dharma. We should live with the right understanding of who am I. If you do that, if you just know yourself, all your actions become pure. It's like they go through a fire. Fire purifies everything. So when you see that you are not the body, when you see that you are only the seer and you cannot be seen and you cannot be touched, it also gives you the understanding that you will not die. The body will die. You will not die. The one who is seeing this video, the one who is hearing my words, the one who is understanding right now, that will not die. And understand, you are not thought, you are not the mind, because mind is equal to thought. But when there is no thought, still you exist. When you are sleeping, when you have no dreams, who is the one that wakes up and says, I had a great sleep? Something was present even when there was no dream. That which is present in waking, in sleeping, in dreaming, that is you. And the purpose of life is a wrong question. Purpose of life implies that there is a future, that you have to achieve something in the future. You have nothing to achieve. The present moment, if lived rightly, will give you all the meaning you will ever require. Arjun does not understand this basic thing. And so do we. We do not understand these things. We use these words almost so casually. But if we look at every single word, we will be able to understand how ignorant we really are about life. That for the entire life, we were in the present, but our thoughts did not let us live in the present. A person who lives in thought, perpetual thought, lives in hell. We call that in Sanskrit Narak. And the one who is free of thoughts, who lives in the present, just like a baby. A baby never lives in thoughts. A baby is a creature of the present moment. The one who lives in the present without the distortion of thought lives in heaven, lives in Swarg. So there is no heaven or hell after death, by the way. Heaven and hell are right here. In this very moment exist heaven or hell. If you are in thought, if you are constantly in thought, then it is a thought about the future or a thought about the past. Because thoughts can only be about the future, which are your aspirations, your imagination, or your expectation. Or thoughts can be about the past. What beautiful days they were. Oh my God, what beautiful days we were in, or what terrible days we were in. But it is a thought about the past. In present, there is no suffering. If you truly come in the present, and if you truly understand that you are behind the senses and you are not the body, you will understand everything at once, just like that. So, Shlok 32 exemplifies that the modern man, just like Arjun, does not understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. He says pleasure, but he doesn't understand pleasure. He says love, but doesn't understand love. He says kingdom, but doesn't understand true kingdom. He says victory, but doesn't understand true victory. He covets things which he truly cannot possess. And he asks questions born out of ignorance, such as, what is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to know yourself. Simple. And for knowing yourself, you don't have to go anywhere. You just have to come here in the present moment. I hope these words resonated with you. That's all for today. Thank you.